Around 11 years ago, I joined Boy Scouts for the first time and only time. That would make me around 8 years old when I did it, and for only a year I did it. But in that year, I had a lot of fun and I really enjoyed myself, and I'm very, very, very glad that I did it. I think I'm gonna share with you guys some of my events from those times. So yeah, I don't remember what events happened in what order, so I'm just kind of gonna tell them as I go along. So here we go. So my first event I will tell you about is probably my favorite of them. Not sure why, but it is. And the thing that I loved about it was that I got to work on a project that I'm really proud of. My dad and I worked on it together, and it was awesome. It was great. So my group did a lot of projects, things like building and launching rockets. I had a lot of fun with those. They were really great. But my favorite was called the Race to Cub Scouting event, if I remember correctly. And in that event, what we had to do was we had to take a kit of a wooden block, some nails, tires, and some paints. And what we did was we would piece them all together to make ourselves a race car. And then as we finished, we would then take them to where we all gathered together, which was my church, and we would set them on a ramp and we would let them go and see who's made it down first. Yeah, I received my kit and I was really glad. I was really excited. And what I decided to do for my car was make it look like Lightning McQueen. Yes, Lightning McQueen, the race car from the movie Cars. Yes, I know I was a child. Anyway, after I decided what I wanted to do for that car, my dad and I took it to the guy that was going to cut out the car's shape out of the block of wood. And then what we did was we got home and we painted it up and stuck the wheels on, drove the nails through them so that they would stay into place. And after we were all done, I was really happy. I loved it. It's awesome. I have it right here. I'm staring right at it, and it's just so amazing. I'm still glad. I'm so glad I still have it, and it's in amazing condition too. I'm surprised, but I'm surprised it's lasted that long. Anyway, so after we got it all painted up, we took it there, and unfortunately, I never won. But man, what can you do? I didn't care. I didn't really care about the race all that much. All I cared about was the what was it? The car. I'm losing my thoughts. Anyway, so that was the first story that I have for you guys. The next one is about a hike that we went on. So my whole group with our dads were going to go on a hike up a hill, which for all of us boys, it looks like a mountain. It felt like a mountain. It really was like a mountain. It was probably just a steep hill to our fathers, to our dads, but to all of us, we felt like we were climbing cliffs. So, yeah. Anyway, we made it up the hill pretty good. It was really great. We had a lot of fun. I remember not a whole lot about it actually, but one thing I do remember in particular was that it happened around autumn in the fall, and I remember that solely because of all the leaves, the dead leaves that were all across the ground. One other thing that I remember was only ever seeing my dad. Out of all the adults, I only ever saw my dad, but I was trying to keep an active eye on him, so that's probably why. When we reached the top of the hill, there was this little balcony that was, or well, deck, balcony, I don't know, wooden structure made to hold people on it. It felt like, if I remember correctly, it was only big enough to hold like a few of us boys, which isn't very big. I might be remembering that wrong, but from what I remember, that was it. And we got up there, and I've always been like this person who just absolutely loves beautiful views. I always love being in high places and just looking out over across the world. It's amazing, but oh, it's so beautiful. Though there was a cliff which all of us stayed far away from as best we could. So like that deck was probably like the only time we ever got close to it. But aside from that, oh my gosh, that beautiful, beautiful scene. I still have this vague memory of it, and it's just beautiful. But anyway, on to the final story. This one's the funniest of them all. This was the best. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely the best. So one night, my dad and I had to go to our church where our Boy Scouts group was set up because we had a meeting, if I remember correctly, and it was late. It was like late for me. I don't know why they decided, hey, let's have a meeting so late, but we did. The thing is about our church is that it's an hour away, so we had to drive an hour to get there. Not good, not fun, not great, especially in the mornings. We had to go there at night for an hour on the road. So we get in to the car and we go, and there's this stoplight just like a few minutes before we get there. So we get to the stoplight and we stop, and I look down, and lo and behold, to my surprise, I am not buckled in. I did not buckle myself in to the car. So I rode in the car for about an hour unbuckled. Whoops. But that's not even the craziest part. The craziest part is on the way back. So we get about a few minutes from our home. So we're going down this road that we know all too well. It's a brick road, houses on either side. It's actually a nice little place, but it's night and my dad has the windows open. Okay? Well, suddenly, in the darkness, something comes flying through the window and hits him in the head. After Dad gets the car stopped and the lights on, he looks down. And what does he see? An owl. He sees an owl on the ground at his feet, which has just come flying through the window. That was about the craziest moment of my life, and it was insane. I don't know if the owl was alive after that. I'm sure it was fine. It just kind of dazed, but Dad got it out of the car, off to the side of the road, and we went on our way, and we never saw that owl since. But it was, that was something. But yeah, that's some of my crazy moments in Boy Scouts. I hope you enjoyed this little video. This went pretty well, all in all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I guess I will see you all later in the next videos. Leave a like and subscribe for more. Bye.